Hi everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. It's Shelly Wasso coming to you live from Chicago. Check this out. I have a vest on, right? Like long sleeves. The cold weather, the fall weather is here. Happy Thursday. It's Shelly Wasso coming to you live from Chicago. So I used to come live on Wednesdays, and now I'm trying a new thing, coming live on Thursdays. So let me know if you're like one of those that watches people go live, or personal development, or like to follow people. Like, what's your favorite day to do that? If you were following somebody or watching them. But if you're watching my live video, be sure to say hi. If you catch the replay, hashtag replay, let me know where you're coming in from. It's super cool for me to see who's watching. If we haven't met yet, my name is Shelly Wasso. I'm a full-time corporate executive, mama of 2 amazing boys, married to my high school sweetheart, and I am a multipreneur. So I have multiple income streams. I love helping others, and I have some fun things coming up that I can't wait to share. So in the next couple months, I'm gonna have lots to share with everyone. So anyway, I am here to talk about just being a human, and I have some tips for you, because this is something that I struggled with, especially being in sales and like always being in front of people, and then trying to come online and talk to people online, which is totally different than being in person with people. So I think that if you're used to being like with people all the time, because I'm used to being people in person, and then coming online, it's like a totally different thing. So I think that a lot of people who show up online, they are not showing up as their authentic self. And there are people who don't want to show up as their authentic self. And then there's people like me who were trying to figure out how to do that. Like, how do you show up online when you're not in person with them? So I have some tips for you. But it is different. And there are people out there that don't act like their true selves. So you like trying to find the true people, the authentic people to follow. And there's a lot of people out there that are not. So again, it's like hiding behind the awkwardness of like this messages, and the people sending scripts, and they're just like sending you messages and asking you questions before like you get to know them, or maybe you were introduced from another friend of theirs. So so it could be a little awkward learning to go online versus being in person with somebody. So when we go online, sometimes we act different. So when you're in person, you make eye contact with somebody, right? So think about this. This is what I had to do, and it really helped me out. I had to think of it like when I'm in person, like I'm gonna meet a customer of mine, right, in my corporate job, and you meet them in person new for the first time, or even if you're meeting a friend, like somebody introduces you to somebody, you make eye contact with them, you shake their hand, you ask how they're doing, you like have small talk, you want to know a little bit about them, where they came from, those kind of things. Like, you just don't walk up to somebody and say, hey, want to buy my stuff? Without like the small talk, or like finding out about them, or where they came from, or what their goals are, right? So if you sell products like I do, you want to know what their goals are. Like, what are your goals? Do you have weight loss goals? Do you like, one of my favorite products is my liquid collagen, right? So are you interested in like your skin? Are you interested in losing weight? Do you want to know about gut health? Like, what's your goals? And then you can share your different products instead of just like throwing up, want to buy my stuff? So there's a difference there. So think about if you were meeting somebody in person, you would ask about them and how are they, and have you been working out, and those kind of things. So anyway, my 4 tips for showing up online to act like a human. Your intent is to be open with your audience. So just be yourself and speak the truth. So it's so important to just be yourself. Like, forget about pretending like you have all these things and you're this big person that you're not. Like, show your journey along the way and who you are and where you came from and maybe how you started out, and show all your wins and how you got there and all the work it took to get there in between. So that's like being open with your audience. People want to know, like, and trust you, just like in the real world. They need to know you, so you have to explain who you are. They have to like you, so you have to keep showing up consistently, and they have to trust you. And the only way for people to trust you is to show your journey along the way. And then tip number 2 is to connect with your audience. And so that's just showing up every day. So if you're inconsistently showing up and not showing up every single day to your audience, then they're not going to think or know you're committed, or they're going to forget who you are. And they're like, oh, that's the person, she just shows up, occasionally. But people want to know you're committed in your business, in your life, in your goals, in your actions, and when they know you're committed, then they're connecting to you. So that's how you connect with people online, by showing up every single day, showing them who you are. And tip number 3 is to be passionate about your topics and what you're talking about. So, like, just don't show up to show up. So if you have a business online, you have to show up every single day, because there are Facebook algorithms, and if you don't show up every day, then your stuff is not going to go through the newsfeed, right? So if you're in business online, you already know this. If you're not, there is a Facebook algorithm and you have to show up every day. But some people just show up to show up instead of showing up passionately, like talking about the things you love. So if you follow me, you know that I am super passionate about having multiple income streams. I'm super passionate about dreaming big and setting goals and being consistent and having me time and family. And so if you follow me, you would probably know what I'm passionate about. And so you want to show up with those topics, what you are passionate about. Just don't show up to show up, because then you're not being your true self. And when you show up with passion, people love listening and following you. So again, if you follow me, you know that I love multiple income streams and dreaming big, and I have big things coming that I can't wait to share. And then my last tip is to listen to your audience. So we're online, like, how do I listen to you, right? No one's talking to me, but they are talking to you in the back in Messenger. Listening is so important. So especially in the sales world, like, I didn't get to the top of where I'm at my sales company by talking all the time. I got there by listening, by being an amazing listener. That is what is so good in parenting and relationships, being with your spouse and your family, is being a great listener makes you such a great person. So you have to do it online too. You have to show up, but then you have to listen. And it's not like a two-way street right now, because I'm live and I'm not talking to a person, but people will comment, and then I'll listen to what they're saying, and then I will comment back. And then the relationships carry on into Messenger and other things, or then eventually you might partner with some people that you connect with online, or whatever may happen from here. You have to be a good listener. Being a good listener is the key to so many things. So hopefully you found that to be helpful, and to learn how to be a human and show up authentically. Because again, it was a struggle for me at the beginning, coming like, if I look back at some of my first videos, they're horrible. And they're probably more like scripted. Like I wasn't really sure how to talk because I'm used to being in person with people. So like being here on a screen, recording myself is weird. It was weird. It's not weird anymore. So those are my 4 tips. Be open with your audience. Tip number 2 is to connect. Tip number 3 is to be passionate about your topics. And tip number 4 is to be a good listener to your audience. So happy Thursday. Have an awesome weekend. And again, keep watching because big things are coming. Yay. Happy Thursday.